I'll fly, and I'll fly into the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye.
Hello guys, I have a live reaction of this Grimdark reading called Those Words Are Not My Own. It is 23 minutes and 3 seconds long. Okay, from the thumbnail it's Autumn Breeze from season 8, yeah, from Sound of Silence. I know this reading is not going to be about silence though.
Seriously?
Sorry Apple Bloom, I really am sorry. But technically, sorry Mublo, I think it is going to be about silence, but in a certain way. Because I remember Sparrow talking about this story or recording this story. I think he wrote it actually. I can't remember. I really can't remember. I know he did mention it once. Well, we're going to get this reaction starting. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we've started. The Grimdark reading starts. Go. Got some bird song in the background.
Autumn Blaze frowned at the grid of boxes she'd sketched out onto a piece of paper. The numbers inside of those boxes seemed to frown back at her. They were teasing her, taunting her, and she was starting to think that Cinderglow's latest puzzle was simply unsolvable.
The Rubik's Cube.
Work, and she'd been at it for close to an hour now.
Sorry.
And this one was the 13th she'd gotten to today. She stomped her hoof on the paper and crumpled it up. She wanted to growl in frustration, to scream or make any sound, but her vocal cords were paralyzed. The most sound she could muster was the whistling of air through her flared nostrils, no matter how hard she tried to shout.
Oh, she can't speak.
It was maddening, and the deathly silence that gripped her happy village day in and day out wormed its way deeper into her skull.
Ooh.
Happy. No pony felt much of anything these days, save herself, it seemed.
She can't.
And even then,
am I right? She can't talk then.
Her frustrations. Her heartbeat began to echo in her ears, and the Kieran slammed her gnarled horn against the table and flattened them with.
That's a weird heartbeat, isn't it?
Even more maddening than the silence was the beating of her own heart. It was a never-ending metronome designed solely to torment her, and she'd grown horribly acutely aware of every beat and flutter in its rhythm when she didn't have anything to distract herself with.
Is the heartbeat gonna slow down now?
Goku had suddenly become a
Goku?
enticing idea. Autumn brought her hoofs down on her
desk. Is that Dragon Ball Z?
Her tail swishing angrily. She tried huffing out of her nose just to create some noise to block out her damn heart. She looked around her place for something to do.
At least your heartbeat's still making some sound.
But nothing appealed to her. At least, nothing inside. She turned her head to the door and immediately cantered toward it. A walk would be good. The fresh air would clear her head, and the clumping. You need
you do need some fresh air in your life. Yeah.
Hopefully, they drown out that incessant pounding in her skull. The door glided open on squeaky hinges, and Autumn practically.
The heartbeat would still be there, wouldn't it?
Noise, beautiful noise. No matter how it came,
from the birds,
was all she wanted right now. And as she left her house behind, the beating of her heart faded into the background, replaced by the sounds of the world outside.
Yeah.
Autumn wasted no time trotting through her town. She passed by several of.
Does he go through tossing them?
Sparing her a simple nod or
sorry.
Autumn tried to reply in kind, but even that little pleasantry was infuriating. All she saw when she saw her neighbors were little emotionless Kieran golems that mimicked some form of facsimile of their previous life. How did they keep themselves entertained and under control? Didn't they hear the beating of their
that must be a boring life where you can't actually speak, isn't it?
Instead of their skulls? How did they put up with it?
I don't know.
Autumn winced and picked up her pace. She almost heard it again. She could hear it lurking in the back of her brain.
That is your heartbeat, isn't it?
Her nostrils flared again, and she closed her eyes.
Block it out. Block it out.
Block it out!
She nearly tripped as she left the town, but she caught herself before she could tumble down a ledge. Hooves scrambling for balance.
Gosh.
The Kieran ultimately came to a stop when she jumped
Something is worrying Autumn Breeze.
On the ground. Turning away from the full spread flowers at the bottom of the hill, she turned her attention to her hoof and pulled it out.
Silent Hill?
The tiny sapling came with it, wedged into her hoof's cleft. with a single leaf on top gently flapping in the breeze.
What is that?
Autumn looked it over.
Oh,
and
it's
giggled at the
her,
sparkles of mud on her hoof. Combined with
puppet.
the twig sticking out of it. It looked
Oh,
like a
you
little
alright,
hand
Mark?
puppet.
Yes, I am fine.
Autumn moved
Are
it
you
this
doing the
way and
reaction?
that,
Yes, I am
letting
doing the
leaf
reaction.
flutter left
Are
and
you
right.
that mad? I am that mad.
Hey there, little guy. How are you today?
Ah, hi.
I'm just great. How are you?
She pretended to reply, thinking in a lower pitch.
I'm doing
I'm
fine.
awful.
No, you're
I
not.
just want to laugh and sing, but I can't.
Because you're silent.
I know that feeling.
Oh, yes, I
I'm
do.
just a twig. Twigs can't speak. Then I guess
It's not
hearing
comedy, for
twigs
goodness
is
sake,
something in
Mark.
common, then. No pony understands what we gave up.
No.
Aww. Well, maybe you can tell me all about it.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Do you want it? Yeah, I love to. I love to talk to you what's going on, but it's a reaction. Okay,
Autumn
Mark.
grinned and began to hobble back to her village on 3
I'm
hooves.
sorry. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have a great time. What should I call you? You can call me Twiggy.
Twiggy.
I like that. We're gonna be best friends.
Pals.
Her tail swishing in silly happiness, Autumn pranced along the path, proudly waving the puppet back and forth.
Did she draw that on Hansel itself? Oh, classical music again.
A month passed.
Is this
A
getting
month filled
is this
with
getting
more
darker or
unfathomable
sadder?
Boredom and overbearing silence. As time piled on since she waded through the stream of silence, Autumn felt herself slowly become increasingly antsy and fidgety.
Oh
She
dear.
had so many words and ideas she wanted to express, but her tongue was tied. She'd taken to writing musical theater to try and express herself in some way, but that could only hold off for the maddening silent mania for so long. And then it started again, that incessant beating of her heart. It sounded like a drum, and it smothered all of her other thoughts. It was almost impossible to ignore. It was so maddening, and it only grew worse day by day. Autumn tore the script
Oh!
she had been writing in half as the endless drum
That sounds
sounded at the back
totally
of her
different. It
ears.
sounds like you're ripping your heart. You're ripping your heart or
Why
something.
now?
She growled and fell backwards in her chair, grunting as her head banged against the ground. If she was supposed to be quiet all the time, why couldn't the stream have made all of her quiet too?
Oh, Autumn. What's the matter?
What's the matter? I don't
Twiggy
know.
asked her, the leaf on his head wobbling with each twitch of the stick in Autumn's hoof.
Oh dear.
The scrawled-on cartoon eyes seemed full of concern and worry for his best friend.
There's a drum inside of my brain that I can't make stop.
Drums.
No matter how I try to ignore it, it just gets louder.
Doctor
Why
Who.
does the drum
The
bother
sound
you,
of
Autumn?
drums.
Doesn't it just mean you're alive? This isn't living. I don't want to be quiet for the rest of my life.
Oh,
I want to talk and
oh my
sing
gosh,
and
she's getting-
laugh. I've just been trapped inside of my head for so
oh my
long.
gosh, this is so painful.
Do you know
to listen
what that's
to.
like? I
No.
have an idea.
Oh yes,
I can only talk through you.
that's true. I found Twinitus. I found Quilitus-ish.
No rain shine's not going to undo this curse on us. She was the one that
You just need the main
in
six
first
there. Oh,
place.
not main six technically.
She's the only one who could
You just
actually
need
fix this
Applejack
mess.
and Fluttershy.
She's not the only one.
No?
She's not?
Who?
What do you mean, Twiggy?
What do you mean, Twiggy?
Well, I may have learned something from Father Oak when I was just a little seedling. But he said that foal's breath has the power to let things talk.
False
It
breath.
does?
Autumn thought back to
Is that
little
the
unassuming
plant?
flower that sometimes grew near her village.
Is that the plant in the
It only
episode?
bloomed once a year, and it was so difficult to cultivate that no pony
Yeah,
in
the
village
blue
ever tried
plant.
to
The
grow
blue
it.
plant, isn't it?
On top of that,
The blue
it had a taste
plant,
that
yeah.
was at once both overpoweringly bitter and sickeningly sweet, so no pony tried to eat it. It was just a rare piece of eye candy to look at.
You
and
need to put
nothing
you need
more.
to put it into water, don't you?
Looks can be deceiving.
That's true.
But if you use some foal's breath, then your pipes should be as good as new.
That sounded that sounded like Sakura.
Could it really work?
She had no idea. But the
You never
prospect
know
of
if you
getting
don't
her voice
try,
back was
actually.
too exciting. One little potion and she'd be able to talk again. She'd be able to talk again, and she'd put that thunderous thumping of her own heart into the back of her mind forever.
That's
Her
what's
magic snatched the satchel up
that's
her
what's
leg
keeping
and
it
sent over her
alive,
neck.
but at the same time,
Thanks, Twiggy. You're the best.
ship,
No,
I guess.
you're the best. I'm just trying to help. Now go get him, Autumn. I believe in you.
Isn't it? I know, it's like split personalities, isn't it? In a sense. Oh
The
God.
potion did not work. Autumn lying under the blankets of her bed,
What are you-
quietly sobbing.
What are you missing then?
Tears flowed
If
down
the
her
potion
face
did not
and her
work,
shoulders heaved,
what
but she
is
couldn't
missing?
even make a sound. Damn the stream of silence. It had even taken her cries of anguish away from her.
I know, it's
The
the,
only
it's the
person to
crying
console
that's
her was Twiggy.
making noise.
The
Then.
puppet stared at her as she stained her
Hello,
cheeks with
Twiggy.
tears, the normally happy smile on his face diluted with concern.
Why? Why didn't it work? I used all the flowers. I tried to make the potion in so many different ways.
She's losing control now.
Twiggy didn't answer her, and Autumn went back to trying to stem her tears by
Well,
squeezing
you're
her
technically
eyes.
are Twiggy, aren't you?
It wasn't fair. This was supposed to work. Why didn't it work? Was she going to be stuck like this for the rest of her life? Stuck like
Do
this
you
with
need to
no
add it to
ever
something
undo the
like
curse?
water?
Her heart beat again. It was growing louder with each passing
And where
moment.
is this
She was
recipe
worried
that
her
you
skull was
talk
going
about
to split
then?
Open. It dominated everything, made everything so hard to focus on. Autumn opened her mouth to scream, but not a sound escaped her throat. She grabbed her pillow and tried to smother herself.
That
with
must
it.
be very terrifying that you can't.
dreadful
Is that
noise.
the Lost
Why
Voice
wouldn't
guy?
it Stop.
You had
Was
to
it
go through a
taunting her,
computer?
teasing her in her failure? Was it laughing at her because she'd failed to break the curse? Why?
Autumn?
Autumn, you
The
did not.
Karen cracked open
You
a
did not
puppy eye at
fail.
Twiggy.
I don't.
He looked at her with such concern.
Not sense
but
fail,
empathy.
but
He only wanted
believe
to
in
help her,
yourself.
and she could tell her failure
that's the
hurt
only
him
way a
too.
place to start.
He was so sorry for her.
The ribbon
but
of the
sorry
street.
couldn't give her. her
Sorry,
voice
I'm
back.
referencing Arthur there.
It's over, Twiggy. I
Don't
used
give
all
up.
the fool's breath in the village. It's all gone.
No.
It isn't. What? What do you mean?
Go to the Superstitious
You know where
Mountain.
there's more?
Outside the outside.
There's plenty more. It's all around us. Why, you see it every day.
You do? I do.
What are you talking about? The plant's all gone.
Autumn swallowed hard. She could feel something itching at the back of her mind, clawing a tiny hole into it, and it wasn't her heartbeat. For once, its incessant drumming had fallen quiet.
Oh, that's a bad sign. What's so
I
funny?
wasn't talking about the plant.
Oh. It's night time now.
Autumn Blaze crouched in a bush under the cover of darkness. A sealed bottle lay at her left, and her hooves fidgeted with the length of rope. Her whole body shook and trembled, but at least she had Twiggy to reassure her. Twiggy always knew what to say. Twiggy always helped her out.
Ooh.
She cried at first.
My thing
She
flashed
had tried
then.
to scream. She had tried to deny it with her every being, but she knew Twiggy was right. Twiggy was always right.
Ooh.
She was the one who was wrong.
Ooh.
Of course she was wrong.
Whoa. What's going on? What's going on? That's not me. That's not me.
Autumn tried to block out her thundering heart, but she couldn't silence it.
The sound of drums. The
Now
sound of
when
drums
she was
is
bleeding,
yeah, it's
the
definitely
bleeding just made it
Doctor Who reference
so
there.
much worse. So much so, she couldn't stand it.
Mind
It
control.
would be all over soon. It would be all over soon. Just a little longer now. It would all
This is
over
getting a bit
soon.
spooky now.
A shadow flickered across the window of the house in front of her, and Autumn tensed in anticipation. She quickly undid the seal on her jar and made sure she had the lid close by. She would only have one shot. Just one.
Just one.
Just one, and it would be all over soon. Just one, and it would be all over soon. Just a little longer now. and it would be all over soon.
All over.
The door to the house opened, and Autumn lowered her head deeper into the bush. A little filly stepped out the door, dragging a bucket full of garbage in her weak little magic. She walked with careful steps towards the compost pile in her family's backyard. Her calm little
You got a
eyes
backyard?
instead looking
You know, I
up
thought
at
you were in the
farm,
forest.
not down at the ground.
I thought you were in
Had
the
they been
forest.
earthbound, they may have noticed the leaves of the bush in front of her rustling, but they did not.
That is the
Autumn
plant.
opened the loop on the rope. Azure Sparks
Full
had a
breath.
larger
Is it full
hood than
breath?
She had remembered. It would all be over soon, in just a little longer. Just a little longer, and soon it would all be over.
You'll be dead.
The filly began to dump the bucket onto the compost pile, and Autumn looked.
This is making me a bit uneasy a bit.
Twiggy just smiled back at her, the leaf on his horn twitching in the gentlest of evening breezes,
This is-
and nodded.
This,
Autumn let the mana notches on her horn flare to life, and she grabbed Azure by the neck.
this does not seem
The
right
filly
to me
opened her
now.
mouth
This
to
does not seem
scream,
right.
But no sound escaped. She
I
tried
do
to
like the
swallow
effect,
down
though.
and
The
break
effect-
free,
the
but
effect is
Autumn's
good.
magic lifted her off the ground so her hooves couldn't hit anything. And then Autumn was slipping back through the forest, filly and equipment in tow, until she couldn't see the lights of the house anymore.
It's
That
it's
was
not.
when she slipped the rope
It's
around
those. There's no,
Azure's
is a
head
moon.
and tightened
It's
the
no.
loop.
Is a night sky. There's no. There's no
Around
moon.
her neck, but Autumn held it tight, using her weight to keep the filly pinned to the ground. Tears streamed down the child's cheeks as she fought and struggled in total silence, and one terrified eye managed to look up
Yeah.
at Autumn's face. Betrayal and pure fear etched themselves into Azure's features. The ground smelled like piss. Autumn closed her eyes and flattened her ears, just trying
What
to
is
block
going
out the
on?
sound. She didn't know
What
which
is going
was worse,
on?
the beating of the drum in her chest, or the muted, strangled cries of the little girl. But if she didn't look at Azure,
And on with the
it
cries of
wasn't
little
that.
girl. Who's the little girl?
Just a little longer, it would all be over soon. It would
Yeah.
all be over soon.
You're gonna die.
Filly's thrashing began to slow. Her limbs lost their strength. Bloodshot veins crawled through the sclera of her eyes. Autumn made sure she held the rope tight until long after Azure stopped moving. Only
Well-
then did she press the jar to the filly's muzzle and let the rope slacken. The lid
Whoa,
fell
whoa,
on
whoa,
the
whoa,
lid,
she's not
so
doing
the
it what I
foal's
think
last
she's
breath
doing.
sighed. Autumn trembled as she held the jar in her grasp. The adrenaline rush began to fade.
Whoa, whoa,
and she
whoa, whoa,
felt
whoa. She's not doing one thing she's
Nothing.
doing.
No sadness, no regret, no remorse. She had done what Twiggy wanted.
Don't
Twiggy was always
do
right.
it. Don't
It
do
would
it,
be
please.
all
Don't.
over soon.
If it's the suicide.
Job.
Twiggy cheered for her, and her
Whoa,
empty eyes
that's
fell
bit-
on the puppet. He seemed more
The
like
puppet is controlling her. How's that work?
Or had he always been this alive? Twiggy was always alive. Twiggy had always been with her. Twiggy was always her friend. Only Twiggy.
It's her
could
mind
make this
playing
promise.
fucking tricks, isn't it?
What now?
Autumn asked him.
Kill
She was
yourself.
so close to getting her voice back. So close. So close.
Listen closely, Autumn. All
Oh.
you gotta do is exactly what I say.
Okay.
You'll have your voice back in no time.
Okay, Sakura.
Autumn eagerly nodded along.
So close. Listen to Twiggy. Make the drums stop. So close. Make the drums stop. Make the drums stop. Make the drums stop.
It's that sort of thing when you get your like depression sort of thing. What's happened?
The clearing had been meticulously prepared. Every stone had been brushed aside. The lines in the dirt had been arranged with patient precision. At the center of a triangle, a foal's body. At the edge of the circle, Autumn Blaze. In her magical grasp, a knife. Her
No.
eyes were glued to Twiggy. Only Twiggy knew what she must do. Only Twiggy could tell her what
Whoa,
to
whoa,
do.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
She moved her limbs.
This
in
is getting.
certain motion,
This is like a dark
erratic,
turn.
Shuffling. Her eyes never blinked. She couldn't look away from Twiggy. Couldn't. Only Twiggy. Only Twiggy. The knife moved
Ooh!
like lightning. The foal's blood spilled on the dirt, channeled
Shit!
through the points of the triangle by the lines Autumn had carved. She held the jar in her magic. She touched her hoof to the blood. She stamped the blood on the lid of the jar. Twiggy smiled back at her with pride. The drums banged in her head.
It's getting too much for us, isn't
It
it?
was just as Twiggy said. Do what Twiggy wants. Do what Twiggy wants.
Doesn't mean you have to listen to her.
Make the drums stop. Make the drums
Is it like the conscience talking or
The
something?
drums stop.
Her magic undid the
What was that laughter?
She held her nose over the top and inhaled. Azure's last warm breath flowed down her throat, mixing with the smell of blood. She felt a tingle in her throat, and then she coughed.
Oh,
Sound. Sound.
she's
Sound.
dying. She's dying. She's dying though. She's dying though. That's the thing.
My voice. I can talk. I can talk.
You can talk, but for how long?
She clutched at her throat, feeling it begin to tighten up. She looked around in panic, only to see the trees beginning to fade away to the encroaching darkness. Her heart began to race, hammering on the inside of her skull like never before.
You're losing blood.
She turned her
You're
red eyes
losing
to
blood.
Twiggy just smiled back at her, and for the first time, she realized that it wasn't her voice that she heard from the puppet, but something else.
What?
Our voices are one now,
What the freaking hell was that?
forever and ever.
No. Twiggy. You can't.
The Twiggy has turned back.
You are a good puppet, Autumn.
What the fuck?
Served you well.
Uh,
Twiggy said.
Oh
as
my
the world
god, this is
continued to
getting.
dim
Oh my
around him.
god.
Soon, he was the only thing that Autumn could focus on.
Right,
The
okay.
words crawled through her mind, carving and biting at everything they touched.
This is
Autumn's world
this
began
is
to spin
disturbing.
around her
I
as
do
she
like the
felt her
fact though,
sense of self
but this is
beginning to unravel.
disturbing. Disturbing. You don't say. I know.
She
Disturbing.
could only stare at the puppet that held her in its thrall. No, not a puppet. Master. Memories vanished into the
Master.
feelings.
Doctor Who again.
Family, all turning to dust as Twiggy cut them apart.
Oh,
She was no longer Autumn Blaze. She was a tool of something else. A tool of her master. Her identity came crashing
Hang on,
down in tiny pieces.
Twiggy
around
is controlling her, but she's controlling Twiggy, surely.
Couldn't look away. Couldn't look away. The drums pounded in her ears. They never stopped. They grew louder, louder, louder. What little pieces were left of the Curin cringed and screamed in torment as darkness consumed her world. Make the drums stop. Make the drums stop. Make the drums stop.
She's gonna die. She's gonna die. It's her last breath, sort of something. It's
Make the drums stop. Make the drums stop. Make the drums stop.
no, but did well, did Twiggy die? Okay, it wasn't really by Sparrow, but wow. That was disturbing. Wow. That was something else. Shit. Okay, that was My Little Pony Grimdark reading. Those words are not my own. Well, it sounded like Twiggy. It sounded like Twiggy was controlling Autumn Blaze. You could say that. Yes, I know. I'm gonna kill you. You better not. You better watch your mouth. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, in a sense, she was listening to every word that Twiggy was saying, but in a sense, Twiggy was Autumn Blaze, in a sense. And it got really dark because it's... I don't know how to explain it, because it's like, you're controlling the voice, putting some dark thoughts or dark things into your voice to make your puppet talk to you. It's like she was losing her marbles. At the end of the day, she was losing her marbles, putting some dark thoughts in her head. In a sense, Twiggy, or she was getting close, very close. I think she did come to the sense of suicide, in a sense. It could be hanging. It could be hanging, but I think it was the knife. And it wasn't nice listening to, in a sense. It was not nice listening to. It was very dark, in a sense. Especially way Twiggy was talking. Good job on the VA for that. That was spooky. That was an excellent VA. Come the name now. Very spooky. Very dark indeed. Very dark. My gosh, it was very dark indeed. I don't know what to say because it's got very dark meaning to it. Just kill yourself, Mark. No, why should I? Because I have to say that to you. Did you see what we do? Yes. Kill yourself. No! Go away! Go away. Go away. Okay. I'm just acting. But go away. Why should I? I've got you under my skin. I got you. Go away. Go away. Why should I? I've got you now, Mark. Go. Okay, that was that story. I had a feeling that she killed herself. She was listening to what Twiggy was saying. At the same time, she was controlling Twiggy. But losing, because she hasn't spoken in a long time. And the plant was everywhere. Was by the superstitious mounting. Was the voice of Twiggy in her own head. But the thing is, who was I have a sense, was Twiggy another character? It seemed like Twiggy was another character. You got Auto Blazer and you got Twiggy. In reality, they both are the same people, same pony or the Kirin. But we listen to this, it sounded like Twiggy is a totally different character, totally different personality to Autumn Blaze. You can hear that in an emotion from the Twiggy and Autumn Blaze personality. Especially when she was upset, she was letting herself down, and I think she's killed herself. Yeah, and it's not nice to listen to sometimes. Well, time to end the show, I think. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, have you liked this reaction and all my reaction videos I do? And we'll see you next time. Oh, yes.
And I'll fly until the